contract comes from the Mbeli rebel militants. That's right. That general's fighters. Recently, one of their child soldier platoons staged an insurrection and split from the main group. Thing is, they took a hostage with them. The general's brother, his number 2. The contract is to extract both that prisoner and the leader of the renegade platoon. The message reads, "I love my brother. You must bring him back to me alive." It also says this about the leader of the child soldiers. "He is an excellent soldier. I want to persuade him to rejoin the ranks of the righteous." Sounds a little too forgiving for the man who ordered those kids dead at the mine. I wonder what kind of persuasion the general has in store. With that in mind, here are your objectives. First, rescue and return the general's number 2 as requested. Second, extract the renegade leader, and we'll keep him at Mother Base. In other words, extract both targets out of the region. Good luck, boss. Your mission objectives are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the general's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Mbeli militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, the child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt. He's the rescue target, the second in command of the Mbeli rebel militants. He's the younger brother of the general, but he's only distinguished himself these last few years. Still, to think he got himself captured by a bunch of children. Unless he went with them of his own accord. Nah. That's the commander of the child soldier splinter group. He may be a kid, but he got his platoon to revolt, abducted a militant faction's XO, and made off with a cache of weapons and ammo. Those kids are brainwashed with gunpowder from an early age, taught to kill, kill, kill. Real elites. One of your objectives is to capture the commander and bring him to Mother Base.
Please select a deployment point.
Reconnaissance is best conducted from high vantage points. I've marked a good spot on your map. Take a look at your iDroid.
The map has been updated. Buddy has infiltrated our... The map has been updated. Marker placed. Development complete. You have arrived at your destination. The map has been... Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
salama ve, beto tapie tiaka boala.
Ngem boala.
Yo salama swal, beta mona impila bambuta, tatekita na boma. Ntangu beta songa boba into yaminduki.
Ngeke zola kaprove.
There he is.
The map has been
Commander.
updated.
Extract him. Okay, that's the
map
General's
has been
brother. His
updated.
number 2. Get him out of there, boss.
Cover me!
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Another group of child soldiers. No, must be a squad they had out on patrol.
Enemy presence
Security will be
detected.
tighter now.
The
Watch
map
yourself.
has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Guard post captured. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Please select a landing zone. A support helicopter
Roger.
requested. Please select a drop point. Please supplies requested. Vehicle drop complete.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Enemy presence
This is
detected.
B-Quad.
The
Have
map
arrived
has
at
been
LZ.
updated.
Will stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Bangi ya General ya Bakala Kilumbu Mosi Tata ya Bankaka na Mono Telaka Mono Mambu General Salaka Bantu ya Buta Tiyambele Ketinkaka Bantu ya Buta Tiyambele Ketinkaka Mosi Beto Nyoso Kebampangi Atampidina ya ikentango ya kuvutuka diaka ni mafe menga kekilo utamasa
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
nambi kekilo menga
¿En qué que sacar a tu mono?
Extraction arrived at the mother base.
All that's left is to extract the commander. You've completed your objective. Now get out of the hot zone.
Gaining altitude. Deploying.
Subject on board.
Extraction
Leave the rest to
arrived
us.
at mother base.
Mission complete, boss. Boss, about how we report this one to the client. I'll tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the General's #2 instead. And as for the #2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be #2 or #200 for all I care. Boss, we have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill. At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.
Mission
Look
list
closely.
updated.
Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop. Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House. This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher. So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa. Boss, the situation is urgent. We need to quarantine the infected and contain the pathogen. Priority now is to prevent more casualties. But the problem is, how do we tell who's infected? During the incubation period, we have no way of knowing who's clean. You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them. That'd be easy if we just knew the route or vector of the infection. From now on, if you even suspect a staff member's infected, use your iDroid to order them into quarantine. Given the situation, the men won't submit to quarantine just because I or the medical team tell them to. But they will listen to you. Of course, it's just a temporary measure until we find a permanent solution. But at least they'd be in solitary isolation so they won't infect each other, and we get the mental care they need. If we do nothing, we'll only lose more people. We have no choice. Boss, open your iDroid. I'll explain how to quarantine staff members suspected of infection. Go to the Mother Base menu and select Staff Management. First, take a look at the quarantine facility we've set up. We'll isolate anyone who's already symptomatic at the quarantine facility. But we have to expect that there are multiple staff who are infected, but asymptomatic. So how do we identify them? At present, we have no way to tell them apart. But there has to be something for us to go on. If you notice anything, reassign staff you suspect are infected to the quarantine facility. We'll monitor them and then contact you if there's a change in their condition. Correctly quarantining these asymptomatic infected will reduce the number of new infections. You should continue with your missions as usual. If Cypher is behind this, going after them should help us determine the root cause of this epidemic. Also, until we identify the pathogen, we can't fire or dispatch any staff. We cannot let this thing spread. Boss, get to the bottom of this fast. We're counting on you. Boss, a new job's come in. It's a hit. I'm the human trafficker who sent Shivani and the others to Nzoyabadiabulu, where you ran into Skullface. The thing is, this guy might know something about the disease that's going around Mother Base. The symptoms are similar to the ones we saw at that factory. Start by checking the mission details on your iDroid.